guys, it's Megan from Vigilante Vibes, and I thought I would hop on here really quick today and talk about some recent news that came out about Sadie Sink being cast in not Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret War. I'm not used to saying Avengers Secret War, it's always Doomsday now. So with that news, we're all foaming at the mouth trying to figure out who she will play. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that I think and hope it'll be Firestar. But for a second choice, which I think is a very good chance, it's Rachel Cole. So who is Rachel Cole? I'll explain who she is, and I will give you comics to check out to learn more about her. Before I start, remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss any more of these character breakdowns. So, to put it shortly and quickly, former Marine Sergeant Rachel Cole is the only person who made it out alive after a massacre carried out by a group called The Exchange, who murdered tons of people, including her husband and most of her family. Fueled by revenge, she sets out to hunt down the people behind it, which eventually puts her on a collision course with the Punisher. The two end up working together, although Rachel has to deal with some tough moral questions of her own along the way. So she's the Punisher in her own right. So that's the short version of it. Let's dive into who she is, because I'm going to tell you all about her. Rachel Cole first appeared in Punisher Volume 9, Number 1 in 2011. So she's a more, comparatively speaking to the characters I've been covering, she's a more newer character. Rachel's story really does start off with a bang, so bear with me. Just a few hours after Rachel Cole married surgeon Daniel Alves, a gang war broke out that ended with 29 people dead at their wedding reception, including Daniel, her new husband. She was badly hurt and woke up in the hospital only to realize her entire family had been wiped out. The only person she had to talk to that was left was Daily Bugle reporter Nora Winters, who was covering the massacre, the Exchange's role in it, and the Punisher's attempt to take them down. Over the next 3 months, Rachel went through rehab and got close with Nora, though Rachel had actually been using the friendship to secretly access Nora's notes on the Exchange so she could plan her revenge. Eventually, Rachel tracked down a meeting of Exchange managers and supervisors and silently took out everyone in the building using the skills she honed as a Marine Sergeant. That's where she ran into the Punisher, who was there to deliver his own brand of justice to the Exchange. Since they were both after the same group, they decided to team up. I mean, why wouldn't you? During one of their missions, a Black Spectre agent told them that Daredevil had the Omega Drive, a data device packed with sensitive info on tons of criminal organizations. So a treasure trove of truth. Rachel and the Punisher confronted Daredevil and tried to take the device, but he and Spider-Man didn't want them using it to kill anyone because they would absolutely use it like a modern-day phone book and just start checking names off a list. Instead, the Punisher and Rachel agreed to help Daredevil and Spider-Man destroy the drive, since it still meant they'd get to go after the criminals for a night, with the rule that they could kill nobody. The plan almost worked until Rachel betrayed them by stealing the Omega Drive for herself, hoping to use it to wipe out the Exchange. In the end, Daredevil talked her down and convinced her to hand it back, and she walked away from the group afterwards. She went back to the Punisher not long after, and he figured out her hunt for the Exchange was driven by her grief for her husband. Believing that her emotions would get in the way, he forced her to burn her wedding photo. Later, Rachel and the Punisher infiltrated an illegal weapons auction, stole one of Dr. Octopus's tentacles, and used it as bait to get close to the Exchange's leader, Stephanie Gerard, who thought she still had the upper hand. You thought. When Rachel met with Gerard in her office, Frank used a bullet tipped with adamantium from the tentacle to blow apart the bulletproof, blast-proof windows and pumped gas into the room. That gave Rachel the chance to strangle Gerard to death. Don't you love a happy ending? But Gerard's partner, both in business and romantically, Christian Paulsen, saw her kill Gerard and called the police before going on a murderous rampage of his own, which he blamed on the Punisher during the call. As Rachel and Frank tried to escape, Paulsen killed 2 officers, who then assumed the Punisher did it. When Rachel and the Punisher faced off with Coulson, Detective Walter Bolt led a team inside to stop him. But because the room was filled with gas and visibility was pretty awful, Rachel accidentally killed Bolt. Even though they got out, the blame landed squarely on them, so they had to split up. Rachel was crushed by guilt over killing Bolt and called Nora Winters to confess everything, including the Punisher's innocence, knowing full well the police were listening. She then stepped into the open, basically inviting snipers to shoot her. While the Punisher disabled the snipers, Nora and Bolt's partner, Detective Oscar Clemens, who believed Rachel wasn't a monster, tried to get her to safety. But she wanted to die so badly that she threatened to shoot Clemens just to give the snipers a reason. When she tried to fire, she found out Frank had removed the firing pin. She collapsed into tears, cursing him for refusing to let her die, and was taken into custody. She was sent to Rikers Island and potentially faced a lethal injection. Black Widow, disguised as someone from the National Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty, tried to get Rachel to reveal where the Punisher might be so he could testify and save her from execution. But Rachel still wanted to die and wouldn't help. She just wouldn't do it. She was eventually found guilty on all charges. When she was taken to court for sentencing, Frank showed up and broke her out. Soon after that, with Wolverine's help, Frank got her away from the Avengers, who were chasing them, though he ended up getting captured himself. Later, she was seen in Los Angeles carrying on Frank's mission. After the Punisher became a target of Mayor Fisk and the newly revamped Thunderbolts of New York City, Rachel teamed up with the other vigilantes like Moon Knight and Night Thrasher to help Frank in his fight against Zemo. So that is Rachel Cole. Her entire character arc is super, super sad and very dark. Very, very dark. But it would be interesting to see Sadie in that role because she has so much range for someone so young. So I'm very curious how she would do it if that's who she is hired to play. So for comics, to get to know Rachel Cole even better, you should check out Punisher Volume 9, numbers 1 through 16, and Punisher Warzone 1 through 6. So that is my character breakdown for today. Thank you for bearing with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments who you think Sadie is playing, and be sure to like and subscribe. With that being said, have a marvelous day.